Here's Rineman in the Morning, on demand from 102.1 and 105.3, The Shark.
Well, if you missed the NFL playoffs this weekend, don't worry. So did the referees. The Buffalo Bills totally blew it in the AFC divisional game, leaving them just short of their goal, totally blowing it in the Super Bowl. Dallas Cowboys kicker Brett Maher missed another extra point to open yesterday's game, which is why today he was traded for a rocket.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning. Now on Rineman in the Morning, it's What's Up on the Shark app with Megan, the Shark's own app and website guru.
Megan, what's going on?
So a seal recently decided to travel not once, not twice, but 3 times to a Maine town.
Wait, are we talking about the singer seal? Kiss from a Rose, that guy?
It's a great song, but I'm afraid I'm talking about the aquatic mammal.
Oh, that's even stranger. That's probably why it's a story.
It's crazy. He was eventually, I think a wildlife rehab place took him because what happened was he came on shore, was vibing, doing his thing, going into town. People found him, put him back in the ocean.
I have to stop you for
Authorities.
a second. Rehab place, like what was it, gambling? Like what was his hook? What was his vice?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway.
All I know was multiple times he came on shore and the authorities found him, put him back in the ocean. He comes back out of the ocean. They find him again in like 3 separate places in this same town.
He likes this town.
He likes this town. He wants to explore and hang out. And, people eventually were like, okay, maybe this little fellow needs to be looked at. No, that they...
Is it a new sitcom on Peacock?
He got taken away.
Is it a new Pluto TV show? It's Maine Seal, living next to Stephen King.
He's a cute seal, though. I hope that all is well up in his cranium.
Find out what town on the Shark app or shark1053.com. What else we got?
This is going to be to no surprise to anyone at all. But there's a New England city, and it made the list for the most expensive cities to live in 2022.
I bet
Take
I know.
a guess. Let's stop and think. Maybe it's the city where...
I don't know, man. Is it Dover? Is it...
Dover, New Hampshire.
Middleborough, Vermont. Must be one of those...
Crazy.
Yeah, one of those crazy expensive
Crazy.
towns.
Sometimes I think to myself, I would have liked to have gone to college in this city, but then I think how I'd be $200,000 in the hole, and then I'm grateful that I chose not to.
If you want to find out exactly how expensive... Go to the Shark app or shark1053.com. Thanks, Megan. We'll be right back with more Ryman in the Morning on Classic Hits for the Seacoast. 102.1, 105.3, The Shark.
It's time for your news on the nines with News Guy.
A new study found that 20% of Americans have used their partner's toothbrush. Said their partners... What? Yes, 20% of Americans admit to using their partner's toothbrush. Or 1 out of 5 dentists. Yes, 20% of Americans use their partner's toothbrush. Even worse, it's not always to brush their teeth.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Well, Megan, we reached that point where I wrote something for the Shark app or shark1053.com, and you have some questions?
So tell me about this turkey crossing guard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Turkey crossing guard. It was this turkey on a New Hampshire road, and it just stopped traffic for its flock. If you check out the video, he kind of looks like it looks like he has his wings folded at one point. He's right, like he's kind of just like staring down the car, and he just doesn't move. He's like he should have like a shirt that says bouncer or security or something. And this whole train of turkeys move, and the cars don't like honk. They're all just like, okay, man, yeah, we're good. But it's this fun video that just started going viral, and I said, oh, I hope that's me. And it was. It's New Hampshire. Have you ever had any turkey incidents, Megan?
Never turkeys crossing the road, although on the way home from work maybe a month ago, I did have a deer go in front of my car. He didn't, launch himself in front of my car, but he crossed the street.
What, do you have, like, a squeegee and come out and, just be like, hey, can I take your windshield? Like, what was he doing in front of your car?
Literally nothing. He was just walking across the street. My cousin, though, he full-on hit a deer, and he had a dash cam video to prove it. The deer walked away. I have no clue what happened to it after.
Well, it walked away until he was identified by the dash cam video, and then they had to go to court. I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a wild video. He shared it on Facebook.
I'm doing all Gary Larson Far Side animal humor this morning. No, I had a turkey that it was crazy. It was like woodpecker on my car once upon a time. It just went like just assaulted me at an intersection. And people started to get out of their cars, and then they were like, and they
he was just pecking your car.
Yeah, some guy got out. And he goes like, hey, he was trying to like clap his hands to distract, and then The guy just went, he saw how big they were, and he went, oh, just got back in his car.
I'm almost wondering if they see their reflection, because I posted a video to the Shark app and shark1053.com like a year ago of a turkey just walking in circles around a parked car in a driveway.
Yeah.
He was getting his steps in, and I commend him for that because I haven't done that in days. But even still, why? What is the purpose? I want to understand.
I don't know. We're talking turkey. Thanks, Megan. Congressman George Santos has been accused of performing as a drag queen. Hey, anyone else notice this guy showed up right when Queen Elizabeth died? Last night was the 30th anniversary of WWE's Monday Night Raw and the season premiere of The Bachelor. And Vince McMahon appeared on both. There are rumors Amazon may purchase a football team. Maybe then Mac Jones will learn how to deliver.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
It's Rineman in the Morning. We're talking about our first cars today, or our favorite cars. Back in the fall, Mike Love from the Beach Boys, the lead singer, was a guest here on Rineman in the Morning. And I asked Mike Love, the co-writer of all these famous car songs, what was the first car you bought when you made it big?
A Jaguar.
Yeah.
Jaguar sedan.
Jaguar sedan.
It was, and it was pretty. It was pretty neat because I actually had the right front seat taken out, and we made it into a bed so that I had a friend of mine driving me, and we went out and we would drive from California to New Mexico and or Arizona or all over the place. We would do these little concerts for DJs at the radio stations around, so they would make a couple of bucks, and they would play our music, night after night, day after day, So we really got established by going out and doing those little hops at the armories and the the little venues before we got into really bigger venues, up as big as stadiums and stuff.
That was Mike Love from the Beach Boys. And I got to say, pretty good business model. If you got to drive around from station to station to try to shop your music, you might as well write a song or two that sells like 1 billion copies about that classic car you bought. We're talking about first cars, favorite cars. I have Brian from Amesbury on the line. Brian, what's your first or favorite car? Or do you have one of each?
My first car, and probably my favorite car, was a 1998 Isuzu Hombre pickup truck stick shift. It was wonderful. I cannot find one nowadays, and if I could, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
What made it so great?
It was rear-wheel drive, 16-year-old kid, New England winters. It's fun to tear it up around corners. I had a little business, too, where I would do trash runs for people, too, and make some extra cash because I had a pickup truck. So it was great, cash and fun.
Let me ask your opinion on something. Can a guy like me drive a blue Jeep, or is that kind of weird?
A blue Jeep?
Yeah, bright blue.
Yeah, of course. You could drive a pink Jeep.
A pink Jeep? Well, maybe around the summertime. Hey, Johnny C. from Exeter. First car, favorite car?
The first car wasn't my favorite, but it was a push-button Dodge Dart Slant 6, 1964.
There you go.
Fill the oil and check the gas.
There you go. Can a guy like me, can I get myself a royal blue Jeep, or is that too showy for a guy like me? I want to get like a sensible tan, brown Jeep, something that fits me, fits my age, fits my personality. My daughter, she really wants me to get this blue one that really pops. So I've just been talking to people, taking advice. I have Joe from Hampton. Do you remember what your first car was?
Yes, it was a Volkswagen Beetle. I believe it was like a 70 or 69.
Okay, cool. What color?
Beige. That was my first car, and then I traded that and some money for a Ford Mustang, the first V8 I ever owned, and it got stolen.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. What color was it?
Blue.
Well, Sadie, I hope you like Daddy's brand new brown Jeep. Lego announced it is moving its world headquarters to Massachusetts. Said the Patriots, can you build a quarterback out of Legos? A 4.2 earthquake struck Malibu, California last night. People there looked surprised, but that might have just been the Botox. Universal has canceled an upcoming Madonna biopic. Aw, man, I was supposed to play Madonna, said Congressman George Santos.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Megan, what's going on?
New England got the second Mega Millions jackpot winner this month. And I am... why was it not me, John?
What?
I'm so sad. I didn't even play, yet I still wish it was me.
I got to say, it doesn't surprise me because we always make fun of ourselves and each other in this region with the scratch-off tickets and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm not surprised. New England's good at playing the lottery. But this is the second one in how much time?
In a month-ish? Isn't that insane? Because there was the one up in Maine.
You sound very sure of your facts there. Thank you.
Okay, I had to look. I have morning brain. I'm tired. There's snow on the ground.
Wow.
Everything's dreary and sad.
You a
and
news guy.
Someone out there, my voice is cracking all over the place. Someone out there has something like $30 million.
Wow.
And I don't.
That's
And it's a tragedy.
Go to the Shark app or shark1053.com. Find out if you might know that person. What else is going on?
So this just might be the smartest 10-year-old ever. So she sent in a partially eaten Oreo and gnawed-on carrot sticks from Christmas Eve to her local PD so they could do DNA testing and tell her whether or not Santa was real.
Oh, I heard about this. that Santa, that she wants to find out if it was really Santa that came in and it's the DNA test.
Yeah,
but
that's smart.
Here's my question. What did Santa do that he's in the police DNA system? What's his thing?
I don't know. This 10-year-old is having some doubts, and so she's consulting the proper authorities, I guess.
One of my former students said, I bet it was breaking and entering. I thought that was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Wouldn't it be funny if they found out Santa was George Santos? It all kind of adds up. Santos Claus? Let's start the rumor right now. Yes, I was Santa Claus from 1965 to 1983. Thanks, Megan's Classic Hits for the Seacoast, 102.1, 105.3 The Shark. We'll be right back with more Rineman in the Morning. An asteroid the size of a bus is set to pass by Earth, said Southwest Airlines passengers. Can we catch a ride on that? There's talk of building a casino in Times Square, as opposed to that other way to gamble in New York City, using a public toilet. Congressman George Santos is now facing scrutiny over the source of his campaign funds. Said Santos, relax, it's all just monopoly money.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Well, we've reached that point where I wrote something for the Shark app or shark1053.com, and Megan here, she's got some questions.
My queen, Jennifer Coolidge, is receiving a prestigious Harvard honor, but I want to know, how did I not know that she was from this area?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I did not know.
She's an Emerson alum. I went to the same college as her in Boston.
Oh, do you guys know each other?
You know what? I don't know if I've ever met her. She was a few generations ahead of me. I think she graduated in the mid-early 80s. She was there with...
Yeah, pick wisely.
Yeah, she was there with Dennis Leary around that time, and I think Stephen Wright and that whole crew, and Mario Cantone. So she was that era. And so I don't think I've ever met her, actually.
You got to hit me with your best Jennifer Coolidge impression, though.
No, I can't. I don't do Jennifer Coolidge.
You don't?
No.
Aren't you like a comedian? Aren't you supposed to be funny?
I come on here every day and do a bad Dennis Leary. That's my best impression.
Okay, that's fair.
You do your Jennifer Coolidge impression. Oh, here we go.
Oh, my God. You look like the 4th of July.
Oh, that's pretty good. What's that from?
I don't even know, to be honest. It's just the quote I hear all the time.
Is that Legally Blonde? What was that? I don't know.
I love Legally Blonde. I don't remember if it's actually from Legally Blonde.
Well,
that
Megan,
specific quote.
Since we're doing impressions here, let's do another one. Can you do Mario Cantone? Can you hit me with a Mario?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I got another. I know you do one other impression, and it's another Emerson person, Henry Winkler. Do your best Fonzie. Give me your best.
I don't know.
Come on. There it is.
Okay.
Megan's patented Fonzie. If you want to read more about Jennifer Coolidge and her honor that she's receiving next month, Shark app, shark1053.com. It's Classic Hits for the Seacoast, 102.1, 105.3 The Shark. Be right back with Rineman in the Morning. One more Fonzie. Give it to me. Hey! Around a dozen classified documents were found in former Vice President Mike Pence's home. But it turns out they're just pictures of Pence wearing short sleeves. The former CEO of Dollar General will become the new CEO of Dollar Tree. He was given a massive raise of $2. Netflix will begin blocking users from sharing their passwords with people outside of their home. In related news, every couple in the world just got married.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Megan, what's going on?
Maybe I've seen one too many sci-fi movies in my long period of time on this earth.
Oh, get out of here.
But
I hate when you do. Okay, yeah.
What? You want to bring up the fact that you're
Yeah.
more...
No,
Yeah,
you
you're
made
you're
me
like
do
15
it.
years
You
older
trapped
than me. Yeah, something like that. Sorry, I didn't intend to bring this up, but now I'm just going to make fun of you because it's what I do.
I'm
And
just
it's-
getting used to the fact that you have more in common with my daughter than me. That's the strange thing.
I still think that your daughter and I would be buddies.
Yeah,
I want
she
you
wants
to bring
hang
her.
out. She's coming by. She'll be by in a few weeks.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We should have a little conversation.
You
little
know what?
powwow.
I think that sounds good, but you were talking sci-fi, so how did we get there?
Yes,
What's going
of course. So there's a Boston robotics company that produces these robots, and they're
is
basically
that
AI.
it's Boston Dynamics
Yes,
or something like that?
Yes,
yeah.
and they're really
They're scary.
They're great at what they do.
They're like Terminators.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very unsettling. Like it's very.
What are we
It's
talking about?
interesting.
What are we featuring on the Shark app or Shark1053.com?
Just some videos of some of these robots in action. One
Oh,
of them,
no.
it's
They scare me.
crazy. There's a guy, and he's up on this platform in this warehouse kind of space, and the robot's on the bottom level, and the guy's toolbox is at the bottom level, and the robot picks up the toolbox,
No.
climbs up the stairs, and throws
oh,
it to him, and
all
it
right.
lands directly in front of him.
Okay. All right.
The-
We usually do. I'm going to have you come back 2 more times because I'm too scared. But thanks, Megan. If you want to see those scary robots, Shark app, Shark1053.com. Megan will be back, and we'll be right back with more Rineman in the Morning. An inventor from New Hampshire will appear on ABC's Shark Tank this evening. Her invention? A Dunkin's that also sells fireworks. A new study found that Houston, Texas is the dirtiest city in America. If you want to read the study, just pick it up off the ground in Houston, Texas. If everybody's working for the weekend, does that mean that priests and rabbis are working for the Monday? Just a thought I had while I was taking a bath.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Well, Megan, what else is going on?
The immersive Monet experience in Boston is wrapping up on February 5th. So if you haven't gone down to see that, you probably should.
When you walk in to look at all the Monet paintings, do you say, "Here she comes now, seeing Monet, Monet"?
You know what's funny, though?
Nothing.
You know
Again,
what's... No,
again,
no,
not even a single. It
no.
didn't even.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I typed in Monet in my phone, and it auto-corrected to money, so my phone read an immersive money experience. And I was like, I want to go to that, too.
You know what they should? Is it free for anybody? Do we have that any information on the Shark app, Shark1053.com?
To my knowledge, unfortunately, it's not free to anybody, but you can double-check.
You're going to look at paintings, right? So you can go in there and say, "Oh my gosh, it's Monet for nothing and Pix for free."
There are Monet art exhibits
Again,
at the
not
MFA.
a single. I'm trying everything.
You're talking
Megan.
over me. You're talking over me, and I'm trying to get a word in, and you like to talk more than me.
It takes two to talk over each other, though. It takes two to talk over each other.
That's fair. We're both talking over each other.
And that makes for wonderful radio.
Of course.
Is Monet your favorite? Is that your favorite artist? 'Cause
One
you
of,
love Monet.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What's so great about Monet?
It sounds weird, but I like the shades of color that he uses a lot.
Oh,
Like the sort of pastel shades a lot of the time.
okay.
I like that. I've always have.
I like that. I like hearing that for once. I just like the colors in the painting.
Yeah.
Good.
That's the gist.
Well, thanks, Megan. Megan will be back later. I understand you want to ask me about something, so come on back. It's Classic Hits for the Seacoast, 102.1, 105.3 The Shark. We'll be right back with more Rineman in the Morning. Archaeologists found a massive trove of artifacts in Egypt. They include a gold-covered mummy, ancient statues, and even more classified documents from the White House. Former presidents were asked to search their homes for classified documents. Obama said he only hides cigarettes, while Bush asked to play hide-and-seek. President Clinton said he did not find any classified documents in his home, but he did find 3 of the Spice Girls' phone numbers.
And that's your news on the nines. Now back to Rineman in the Morning.
Well, Megan, we've reached that point on a Friday where I wrote something for the Shark app or Shark1053.com, and you have some questions.
What is this beef you have with pedestrians crossing the street?
When I'm trying to back into a parking spot, don't walk behind me. That's it. That's all I'm saying to people.
You know what my pet peeve is
Yeah.
with pedestrians crossing the street? They will just walk in front of your car, take their sweet time, not look at you or acknowledge you, and I'm sitting here like, you're just tempting me, man. Like,
Oh,
I've had a
gosh.
day. I can't. The other thing is when you're in a parking lot
Yep.
and people are walking like in front of your car, like in the same direction as your car, and they don't
Yes.
even like realize that a car is behind them. And it's so like, hello. Like, I'd like to think that I'm doing like 360s in the parking lot, like looking around when I'm walking, making sure there are no cars. But people just take their sweet time and go a solid 30 seconds without realizing that I'm sitting there 5 feet away from them in my car. And I'm just like, hello.
Just the whole like procedural process of vehicles. Like, I'll give you another one is like when you're at the scene, because a little while ago I got into a car accident.
Yeah.
Someone hit my car, and I wound up finding out I had a concussion. Friends were like, "Why didn't you go? Why did you refuse medical help?" And I'm like, "Well, you're generally not making good decisions when you have a concussion." You know what I'm saying? Like if you're driving impaired, they make you get out of the car and say the alphabet backwards and everything. If you're looking at me and my pupils are bigger than the eyes, do the same thing for my own good. You know what I mean?
Literally.
But
Most people also can't even say the alphabet backwards sober.
I can't say it forwards. But no, I put in this article, I put some very specific things that were just like incidents where I was like, my gosh, what is this person, like ridiculous people as I'm trying to back into a spot in Portsmouth or Boston or Portland, just walking right behind me. I'm like, guys, the car, what are you thinking? Like that I'm going to, because I'm going in reverse, when I hit you backwards, you're going to become stronger? Like somehow you'll be healthier if you get hit by it? Does not work that way.
No,
Anyway.
it does not.
I'm done trying out stand-up bits. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Thanks, Megan. It's Classic Hits for the Seacoast, 102.1, 105.3 The Shark. We'll be right back with more Rineman in the Morning.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay, new feature here on Rineman in the Morning. It's something we're trying out. It's called Sports in 10. That's all I know. It's Sports in 10. Here we go.
And now, here's Sports in 10 Seconds with the Sportsman.
Celtics, Knicks, overtime loss. Wahlberg's unhappy.
That's your Sports in 10 Seconds with Sportsman on Rineman in the Morning.
Okay,